Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. How long will Solskjaer last at Manchester United? I'm not too sure. It has said earlier on today that Manchester United have no plans to replace Solskjaer despite the Man City defeat. Man United are prepared to give Solskjaer a little bit more time. Solskjaer is expected to be in charge for the game against Watford, following Joe Glazer's decision. Solskjaer is under serious pressure. Following the defeat to Man City, Manchester United have only won one of their last 6 Premier League games. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's sacking is inevitable. Solskjaer should have been sacked after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. If we'd have sacked him after the defeat to Liverpool, Manchester United would have got Antonio Conte. If Solskjaer really cared about the club, he would resign. But obviously he's not going to resign because he doesn't get a payoff if he resigns. You know, when Man United sack Solskjaer, Manchester United will have to pay Solskjaer $7.5 million. Because in the summer, Ole signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. And Manchester United made a mistake giving Solskjaer that contract. And a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. But after the defeat to Liverpool, it did say that Solskjaer had been given 3 games to save his job. And he's only won one of them 3 games. Obviously beat Tottenham 3-0. Drew with Atalanta 2-2. You know, if it weren't for Ronaldo, we would have lost that game against Atalanta. And we recently lost to Man City 2-0. After the defeat to Man City, Solskjaer did say that Man United were outclassed by Man City, and he did say that the Man City defeat is a big step backwards. When Solskjaer gets sacked, he will be the 4th permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because Man United have already sacked 3 managers since Ferguson sacked David Moyes. After 10 months, we finished 7th under the Moyes era. We sacked Louis van Gaal. After like 2 years or so, we won the FA Cup under him. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after like 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players, and in general, Mourinho didn't get the players he wanted to recommend him, because Mourinho at one point did make it clear to the board that I want a centre-half, and obviously he never got that centre-half that I wanted to get in. But Solskjaer, you know, he's had long enough now at Manchester United. You know, he's been Manchester United manager for almost 3 years. And this season is Solskjaer's 3rd full season as Man United manager. And I did say at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Solskjaer. You know what? I was expecting Man United to do really well this season. Obviously because Man United enjoyed a very good summer transfer window this year. You know, made 4 signings. You know, spent around £141 million, plus Solskjaer's received very strong backing from the board. And in general, Manchester United have got a very good squad. It's a title-winning squad, so in reality, Manchester United should be winning the league this season, or at least challenging for the league. Manchester United have not won the Premier League since 2013. And Solskjaer did say at the start of this season that his ambition was to win the Premier League. Solskjaer hasn't even won a trophy as Manchester United manager. And he's not capable of winning trophies as Man United manager. Man United have not won anything since 2017. But the expectations are far too high for Solskjaer to exceed as Man United manager. And certainly Solskjaer's lowered the standards at the club as manager, and Solskjaer is certainly in a position that he shouldn't be in. The coaching staff have also got to go with Solskjaer. Of course, we all wanted Solskjaer to succeed as Manchester United manager, but obviously he's not going to. Because we all adore Solskjaer, don't we? Reflecting on what he's done for the club. He is a club legend, is Solskjaer. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. As a player, Solskjaer had a proven pedigree because he won a lot of trophies as a player. But unfortunately, Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager. And the reason Solskjaer's lasted as long as he has done is because he's a legend of the club. You know, disregarding being a legend of the club, I think he would have been sacked a long time ago. Ollie got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. You know, he's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. Solskjaer has signed 14 players as Manchester United manager. Manchester United have spent over 400 million under Ollie. So in the summer of 2019, Ollie recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odin Igalo in on loan. In the summer of 2020, he brought Edison Cavani in, Donny van de Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo and Facundo Pellistri. And in this year's summer transfer window, he brought Heaton in, Sancho, Varane, and he re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. Ollie's endured like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Man United manager. Ollie's also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in, which he knew he had to do. He loaned players out in this year's summer transfer window. He loaned Williams out, Axel Tuanzebe, Andres Pereira, Ethan Laird, Tahith Chon and Facundo Pellistri. Yes, Ollie's got rid of a lot of players permanently. Man United only sold one player in this year's summer transfer window, and that was Daniel James. So that was disappointing from a Manchester United perspective. Ollie's also offloaded players like Borthwick Jackson and James Wilson. He also released Sergio Romero and Joe Pereira, and back in January he offloaded Igalo, Fossa Mensah and Rojo. Ollie's also offloaded players like Young, Valencia, Smalling, Darmian. Offloaded Fellaini back in January 2019. Also offloaded Herrera, Angel Gomez, Lukaku and Sanchez. So they're a lot of the players he's got rid of permanently. Did I mention them all? If I haven't mentioned them all, that's the vast majority of them. In Solskjaer's first full season, he got us to 3 semi-finals and he got us a 3rd place finish. In his second full season, which was last season, he got us to the semi-finals of the EFL Cup and he got us to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, and last season he got us to the Europa League final, and that was his first major final as Man United manager. So reflecting on that, progress has been made under Ollie, and last season Ollie got us a 2nd place finish, and in his first full season he got us a 3rd place finish. And I also like the way Ollie develops the youth. But yeah, we have enjoyed some good periods under Ollie. But Ollie knew when he'd taken over at Manchester United, it was going to be a difficult job, and obviously it's a massive job as well, because Ole is managing one of the biggest clubs in the world. But I expected Ole to do far worse than he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. Don't forget, Ole is inheriting players that other managers have brought in. Obviously there's still matter here from the David Moyes era. There's still some players here from the Louis van Gaal era that Ole's inheriting, but a lot of players have gone who Van Gaal did bring in. And he's still inheriting quite a few players here from the Jose Mourinho era. Ole's got rid of quite a lot of players though that Mourinho brought in. There's two here now from the Ferguson era, that's De Gea and Phil Jones. So there you go. But you know what? Manchester United have got some very, very good players. So, like I've said, we should be doing far better than we are. But one of the biggest problems is that Manchester United are not playing as a team. Manchester United are a team of individuals. Like a lot of pundits have said, you've got the likes of City, Liverpool and Chelsea that all play as a team. That explains why they're in a much better position than Manchester United at this moment in time. But look at the players we've got. You know, we've got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, Ronaldo's becoming infuriated with Manchester United. And he's even mocked Solskjaer's tactics. He did that in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Ronaldo recently played in the defeat to Man City. He was anonymous in that game because he got little service, but he did have two good chances in the game. Cristiano Ronaldo saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta because Ronaldo scored twice in stoppage time at the end of both halves. Ronaldo also scored the winner in the reverse fixture against Atalanta at Old Trafford. He scored the winner against Villarreal earlier on this season. You know, he scored a very good volley in the 3-0 win against Tottenham the other week. He also had a goal disallowed in that game, but he did get an assist in that game as well as a goal. That was his first assist since he re-signed. Ronaldo scored 9 goals in all competitions so far since he re-signed. Recently, Ronaldo got named Player of the Month for October. That's back-to-back awards now for Ronaldo, because he got named Premier League Player of the Month back in September. But Ronaldo, you know, he's won 32 major trophies in his playing career. You know, he's also won 5 Ballon d'Ors. Ronaldo has got a contract with Manchester United until 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United. Ronaldo wears a number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. But Manchester United are relying on Ronaldo far too much, and we need to stop doing that. According to Man United fans, they've said Ronaldo should be our captain. I've got to agree on that aspect. You know, we've also got Mason Greenwood, that's also a talented player as well. Greenwood did play against Man City recently. He was playing alongside Ronaldo. Didn't really do much in that game, Greenwood. I think he did have a chance that just went wide. He was playing alongside Ronaldo and that partnership doesn't work out. I think it's the first time Greenwood and Ronaldo have played together since Ronaldo came back. Greenwood came on in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta. He made an impact when he came on because he got on the assist for Ronaldo's second goal. Greenwood obviously played no part against Tottenham. He scored a stunning goal against Leicester earlier on this season. Obviously we lost to Leicester 4-2. Greenwood has scored 4 goals in the league so far this season. At one point though, Greenwood did go a while without scoring. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and last season Greenwood signed the new 4-year contract. You know, you've got Jadon Sancho, that's a good player, but Sancho has endured a very poor start to his Manchester United career. Reflecting on that, fans have been getting on Sancho's back, and I revert back to what I've said on a lot of my recent videos I've done. Solskjaer is the one to blame for Sancho's poor performances, because when Solskjaer decides to play Sancho, he persistently plays him out of position, doesn't he? I said Sancho will do well at Man United providing that he's used correctly. It does take some players time to settle in. There's quite a few games where Sancho doesn't even play in, so reflecting on that, does he have a future at Man United? Sancho did recently come on against Man City, and to his credit, he made an impact. You know, Sancho endured 4 good years with Borussia Dortmund. So I'm hoping what he did at Dortmund, he can replicate that at Man United, but at the moment he's not, is he? Man United got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. Sancho's got a contract with Man United until 2026. There's an option of a further year. You've obviously got Bruno Fernandes. That's obviously an exceptional player. Fernandes recently played against Man City, and I've got to say Fernandes was absolutely shocking against Man City. You know, he was sloppy, he looked lost for ideas, and he just gave the ball away a lot of times, especially in the first half. And there's been quite a few games where Fernandes has looked off the pace, but there again he's had a lot of games where he's been consistent. Fernandes starts the vast majority of Manchester United's games. Fernandes played well in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta. You know, he got the assist for Ronaldo's first goal, and what a lovely back heel it was to set Ronaldo up. Fernandes played well in the 3-0 win against Tottenham the other week. You know, he played a part in 2 goals in that game. You know, Fernandes has got a lot of assists so far this season. Bruno Fernandes has been a Manchester United player for almost 2 years. We got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. He's won individual awards, hasn't he? You know, he's won Player of the Year, I think, and he's won Player of the Month as well, a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Earlier on this season, Fernandes did make it clear that he wants to stay at Man United. When he came to Manchester United, he said, "I've come to Manchester to win trophies." Fernandes has got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. But he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. We've also got Edinson Cavani. That's also very, very good as well. Unfortunately though, Cavani's out with injury until December. So obviously Cavani played no part against Man City. Yes, he did come on against Atalanta last week. He obviously started against Tottenham the other week. Obviously Cavani was playing alongside Ronaldo in that game, and that was intriguing. You know, Cavani and Ronaldo do play well together. Cavani scored a very good goal against Tottenham. He chipped Hugo Lloris. He also had a very good chance in the first half against Tottenham. He should have scored that. The header just went wide. Cavani has got under a year left on his Man United contract. It was back in May he signed that 1 year contract extension. This season is Cavani's second season, is it, at Man United? You know, we did get Cavani on a free transfer. Cavani's got a good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at PSG. He was also a long-serving player when he was at PSG. You know, we got Marcus Rashford. That's also a good player as well. You know, he's done well in quite a few games since he's come back as Marcus Rashford. But on the other side of things, there's been quite a few games where he's looked off the pace. Rashford did come on against Man City recently, did alright. He was poor in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week. He made an impact when he came on in the 3-0 win against Tottenham, because obviously he scored the third goal. It was a lovely breakaway goal. Rashford scored in the 3-2 win against Atalanta at Old Trafford. He did well in that one. He was poor in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. His positioning was poor, couldn't get any runs in behind, and he played an horrendous back pass that could have been costly to Salah, don't forget. Rashford did score on his comeback in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester, which was earlier on this season. Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and at one point he had to have an operation on his shoulder. He was out for a while, yeah, and Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. Rashford's got a contract with United until 2023. Rashford plays a lot of games on that left wing. I've said we need to keep him on that left wing anyway, because that's where he's mostly effective. He's far superior on the left wing to the right wing and up top. You know, we've got Donny van de Beek, another good player, but haven't had much of a perception on him at Manchester United because Van de Beek doesn't get given enough game time. Does he? And I've said Solskjaer needs to start Donny van de Beek, especially in the Premier League, because he's a good player. But I do think he's leaving Man United in January. Van de Beek did recently come on in the 2-0 defeat to City and he made an impact. He also came on in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta, made an impact. Could have won it for Man United at the end in that game. Before the Liverpool game earlier on this season, Solskjaer did admit that Van de Beek was frustrated and disappointed over his situation at Old Trafford, and he said earlier on this season that Van de Beek was furious with Solskjaer. But Van de Beek has endured a difficult 19 months at Man United. You know, this season is his second full season at Man United. You know, we got Van de Beek in a deal worth 40 million. Add-ons was included. You know, he's got a contract with Man United till 2025, and there's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Paul Pogba, he's also another good player Man United have got. You know, he's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. By the way, Pogba has suffered a thigh injury in France training, so that's bad news from Man United perspective. Well, Pogba can't play against Watford after the international break anyway, because Pogba has got 1 game to serve now in the league out of the 3-match ban he got. Pogba got sent off for a 2-footed challenge on Naby Keita in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Pogba didn't start against Liverpool, did he? And I heavily criticised Solskjaer for not starting Pogba against Liverpool because I thought he should have started. Pogba did play in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta last week and he was very poor. And reflecting on his poor performance, he got heavily criticised. It looks like Pogba's leaving Man United on a free next summer anyway, because it's already mentioned that Paul Pogba wants out and Pogba's refused to sign a new contract. Mark Ogden did say earlier on this season that Man United are prepared to let Pogba go on a free next summer after accepting that the midfielder will not sign a contract. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract offer. And Man United have obviously got Luke Shaw. That's a good player as well. But he's been abysmal this season, you know. Where's the Luke Shaw from last season? Luke Shaw was superb last season. He was far superior last season to how he has been so far this season. And Shaw was very poor against Man City recently. You know, he was the main culprit for City's second goal by Bernardo Silva. Shaw's now out with injury anyway. He came off injured against Man City and he got replaced by Telles. And you've got Wan-Bissaka, you know, he's a good right back as well. He's had good games this season, but he's had some bad games as well. He was poor against City recently, was Bissaka. But that was a shame because in recent weeks, Bissaka's been in scintillating form, hasn't he? And you've got Eric Bailly, you know, good centre-half. You've got Harry Maguire, that's a good centre-half when he wants to be. But he's been very poor this season. He's been poor since he come back from that calf injury. And you've got De Gea, that's a good goalkeeper. I've got to give De Gea a lot of credit. I think he's done really, really well so far this season. He definitely saved us from Liverpool Part 2 against Man City, because I recall De Gea making like 4 fantastic saves in that first half to deny Cancelo twice, he denied Jesus, and he denied Kevin De Bruyne. De Gea, though, was partly to blame for Man City's second goal by Bernardo Silva. Dean Henderson, you know, he's a good goalkeeper as well, but Henderson wants a loan move away from Man United because obviously Henderson isn't getting his chances now, is he? Because De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. And Varane, you know, he's a good centre-half as well. You know, he's done well in quite a few games since he's come to Man United, but he's had some games where he's looked off the pace as well. Varane's out with a hamstring injury anyway, isn't he? He's out for like a month. Not so long ago, Varane was out with a groin injury for Man United. He was out with that groin injury for a few weeks. Varane initially made his return against Tottenham and he did put a good performance out. So it is a good squad that we've got. Now, who's going to replace Solskjaer at Man United? You know, there's a lot of managers on Manchester United's agenda. You know, there's been a lot of talks about Brendan Rodgers recently, like I've updated you recently. Reports from Court Offside said yesterday that Brendan Rodgers has verbally agreed to take over as the new Man United manager, but his preference would be to wait until next season. Then obviously there's been talks of Zidane coming in. You know, Zidane's available because he left Real Madrid in the summer. Manchester United have already held talks with Zinedine Zidane. There's also talks of Ralph Rangnick coming in as the interim manager until the end of the season. There's also talks of Erik ten Hag coming in as well. You got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. Pochettino's still being spoken about. Pochettino's actually highly rated by Ferguson. Pochettino's PSG's boss. Not so long ago, Mancini was mentioned as well. So who should Manchester United get in? We should have got Antonio Conte. I really wanted Antonio Conte at Manchester United. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very soon.